Hey guys, welcome back to week 12. We are just rapidly accelerating towards the finish line here, and I know, hang on a second, I gotta plug in my headphones because my headphones just came out and that is already telling me what type of recording this is going to be. So, okay, headphones are back in, glasses are on, I can see. So what I want to do is walk you through your exam 3 so you fully understand what I am expecting of each of you in this exam. So if you had emailed me over the last several days, I apologize to you. I was traveling for the university. I was conducting research. I was in a laboratory, and I was not looking at my phone whatsoever or my email for the university because I was very focused on what I was doing there. So I made it back last night, and that storm that we had, I landed in that storm, and I will never fly again as a result for that. That was the closest to a near-death experience I've ever had. So I am back. I have about 5,000 emails waiting for me. I'm kid you not. I know that there's grading that needs to be done. I'm trying to get to that, but I'm only one person, and I'm managing 90 students and about 30 different tasks that are a part of my job. So unless I just plan on pulling all-nighters and working 24 hours a day, it's just not all going to get done on time. So I'm trying to limit myself to 14-hour work days, and I'm exceeding that, and I don't want to be exceeding that. So just bear with me. We will all get through this semester together. I've looked at the grades. There's no real pressing issues or concerns, so we will be fine. So let's talk about exam 3. This is the practical per se. If we were in person and we were learning in person, we would be doing this in the lab. We would have a bunch of TAs that would be helping, and we just don't have it right now. So we're going to try our best to replicate it so that you and your teams fully understand how this process works. Now, there's going to be a couple different tasks that you need to do for this exam. And let me just start off by saying, hey, let's read this together here. Please remember that this exam is worth 100 points. It will challenge and test your abilities to 1. Research. Very important. 2. Put together a presentation. Very important. Most importantly, speak scientifically to me, because this will be in video form, and execute a story that makes sense. Now, what I mean by that is I'm about to give you guys a bunch of different puzzle pieces, and you and your team will put together these puzzle pieces to tell me a story. I say here there will be multiple parts that you and your partners must engage with, let me fix that, with detail to earn a successful grade on. This is what happens when you're flying in late and you don't sleep and you're on a different time frame. I just made this exam while I was in the plane, so lots of fatigue. Successful grade on this exam. Therefore, please follow each step of the exam very carefully. Okay, now this is the, let me make this important for you guys. This is the public safety announcement right here. Before engaging the material below, I must urge you to make this project your own. I am merely providing you with a skeleton of what I am looking for. It is your job and your teammates' job to put meat on the structure or the skeleton and make the project 3-dimensional. Do not contact me. You see that? Do not contact me and ask me permission to present this exam in any certain capacity. You and your team have full creative freedom to answer these questions as you see fit. Okay, before we move forward, you have all watched my presentations. You know what my level of expectations are. You know my standard of quality. I do not put your presentations together in 30 minutes. Your 1 hour and 30-minute presentations take about 4 hours to create and record. So I expect the same from you. If you want to do PowerPoint, fine. If you want to do video, fine. If you want to do drawings, fine. If you want to do animations, fine. do what you think will get you the highest grade. If you want to do a combination of all those things, hint, hint, wink, wink, and show diversity in your presentation skills, hint, hint, wink, wink, I would advise you to throw all of those things in there. I'm going to have to watch 60 of these amongst all my classes. So if you just present me a piece of paper like this and you're talking like this and you're just reading exactly from the paper and you're just saying this is what we would do, I am going to destroy you on this exam. This is not a place for you to be timid. This is a place for you to show me what you've learned and present it to me in a way that excites me. Just like if you have somebody coming in to see you that is suffering from a vascular disease and they're down and they're depressed and they come to you and they say, hey, I heard exercise is good and it might be able to reverse this disease. And if you say, yeah, well, we'll try a couple of things. No, I won't accept that. I will fail you and your entire team. So make sure you and your entire team are keeping tabs on one another. If somebody on your team is not doing their job, I am urging you to tattletale and contact me so I know to grade them on a very different scale. I'm very, very, very loose with my grading the first two exams because you're figuring me out. I'm figuring you out. I might be presenting this in a different way. It might be hard at first. You're just kind of like, I don't know what this guy wants. But we're halfway through now. So now I am going, the training wheels are off. It's go time. I am going to grade these very, very critically. And remember, these are worth twice the points that your first exam was. This is worth 100 points. Your first exam was 50 points. Second exam was 50 points. That means if you score poorly on this, it wipes out what you did earlier if you got a great grade on one of my other exams. Those exams were soft pitches. I made those exams just to kind of be like, all right, I'm going to let you knock this one out of the park. This one I'm not doing that on. So please, I urge you to make this your own. Think critically. Look at the presentations I've provided for you. There were no shortcuts anywhere. I drew things for you. I calculated things for you. I provided videos for you. You have total freedom. Okay, enough on that. Here is your client. Part 1, demographics and pre-assessment. So I said here, team member 1, take about 5 minutes in duration to present this information to me. Okay, I said, consider all the following information on your client. Answer all and every question proposed below. So I'm just giving you a snapshot of who you're working with here. You have a 45-year-old male. He's 5'7". He's 260 pounds, 65 pounds. How many kilograms is he? Yeah, I want you to answer that for me. He has a chest of 40 inches. He has a waist of 42 inches. Okay, so he's pretty portly. Okay, and that would make sense at 265, 45 years old. His resting blood pressure and his heart rate. His resting blood pressure, get over here. Systolic is 139, diastolic is 90. Is that normal? Is that high? Is that low? You tell me. Is the resting heart rate normal? 119 beats per minute. Is that normal? Do these numbers and this kind of make sense? If it does, tell me why. If it doesn't, tell me why. What is his age predicted heart rate max? Tell me what that is. Are there any primary cardio or chronic heart disease risk factors? Well, your textbook talks about a lot of that. And we talked about a lot of that. So you might want to look in Chapter 1 and Chapter 2 and see if these things make sense. And if not, tell me why or why not. So this is your first team member is doing this task. And your first team member is going to get in front of a camera and they are going to present this client to me. And they're going to do it in a way where I can see their face, or I can't see their face if they're presenting it on a PowerPoint, or if they're recording it or drawing it, or if they made an Excel sheet, however you want to do it. But I'm telling you, I prefer you to show me your face. So that way you can't hide behind anything and you have to look and speak and have this information committed to memory. All right. Are there any special considerations we should be aware of? Okay, if this person's at risk or not at risk, how are we going to approach exercise? You might want to tell me a little bit about that there. I want you to estimate the client's VO2 max using the appropriate equation I provided in the video, or there are other methods that you can use in the textbook. These things are on page 88. Some of you probably explored the estimation of VO2 online, and you're going to see there's about 30 to 40 different ways of doing it, and they all come pretty close to the same estimation. Just to keep things simple for you, because we've been learning online, I made that video for you, and some people might say it might not be the best way. Some people might say it's great. I just did it for simplicity's sake, because instead of estimating, I would just throw him on a graded exercise test and just get the information myself. So if you whoever's taking this task on your team, there's the information. His current BMI is 36. So let me ask you guys something. The reality of this situation should already be presenting itself. Let's see. Boop. Let's go there. Boop. Come on. Let's go there. Boop. And here. These things should already be telling you a story. His desired BMI is this. Okay, actually, let's make that green, because red makes it looks like it's bad. So let's pick a green. There we go. All right, these things should be telling you a story. And just based upon this information here, whoever's taking this particular task, you should probably be able to tell me what that's going to be, or pretty close to it. Okay, so as you get better at this, as you get better at understanding the components, which is why I have told you I'm giving you a toolbox. And in this toolbox, we got a lot of different things. Okay, so now we're going to talk about part 3. And part 3 is where whoever's taking this point, this stage here, you must have 5 citations in order to answer this. All right. I need to know where you're getting your information from, and you can do it either in, let me put this on here. You can either do the citations in APA, but I prefer AMA, which is American Medical Association. So let me take that on there. So if you are doing section 3, you are now programming. And the reason I'm asking you to use citations is because we haven't really talked a lot about this. So I told you in the beginning, this is a test that is going to make you research, right? You're going to have to do a little bit of research to do this correctly. All right, we talked about that up here. So if you are going to do the programming, I have this for you, and you should not do this alone. All of your team members should look at this, okay? So let me read this to you, and then I'll show you what I gave you guys. In this section, you will show and tell me every little and necessary detail concerning the program design. This will require visuals, self-made videos, video demonstrations, drawing animations, picture PowerPoints, or all of them, right? You can choose many of them and do different versions, or have a little bit of everything in there. So this is really important because this is the meat and potato of the exam. So I'm going to give you an Excel sheet, and it says here, use your Excel sheet that I provide